Hello, welcome to the first episode of my wedding vlog series. I'm Bubble Wings and I had my wedding in July 2024. So I wanted to share more about my wedding because firstly, for myself, I am really not over my wedding. The post-wedding blues are so strong. I spent 6 months planning for this big day and it was a really beautiful day that I will cherish for the rest of my life. So I feel like talking about it, revisiting the details will kind of give me closure while letting me relive the day again, because the day was really just such a rush. I really enjoyed the wedding planning process. It was stressful, no doubt, but I did enjoy it. So I wanted to share more about it so that if you are a bride-to-be watching this, you would know that at the end of the day, it will work out and it will be worth it. And to any graduated brides watching this, I hope that this also help you relive your big day of your life. I actually started this YouTube series because when I did a poll on my Instagram on in what form or manner would people want to hear about me talk about my wedding, I thought that short videos on TikTok or Instagram would be the popular choice, but shockingly, a lot of people voted for YouTube. So here I am. Never did I ever imagine that one day I will be saying welcome to my YouTube channel, but here we are. I will really try my best to continue and finish this series up, but it is actually quite scary to talk to a camera like that. I don't know how it will turn out. I actually tried this for like over a few weekends already. There's so many logistics or so many things to think about when making a YouTube videos. So this is me trying and go easy on me. I will try my very best to finish this series up. Otherwise, follow me on Instagram. That's where I am at. Okay, so let's go on the first topic of this series. I'm going to talk about all my wedding dances. I've posted snippets of my wedding dances on Instagram, on TikTok, and they have received so much love from people all over the world actually, and I'm so heartened. I'm going to share about how I ideated it, conceptualized it, how we practiced, and all of that. Some context: I have been a dancer since I was 7 years old. I did different kind of dance. I did Chinese dance in primary school, and then I did more Chinese dance in secondary school, contemporary dance in JC, and in uni I did salsa. So right now I'm still doing salsa with a dance team outside. The dance team is called BLDC, Brenda Liu Dance Company. I dance a lot basically. So dance is a very big part of my life, and I really wanted to do some dancing at my wedding. I actually did not one, not two, but 3 dance performances at my wedding. It is a bit of an overkill, but I didn't plan for all 3 performances. I just kept getting ideas along the way in my wedding planning journey. Initially, I only planned for 1 dance, which was the so-called first dance. Interestingly, it wasn't even intended to be a first dance. I intended for it to be like a second march in. Like it was supposed to be the main highlight and that's all. I wanted to do a couple dance with Sean. That is my non-negotiable. I always dreamt of doing partner dance, a couple dance at my wedding. The song choice was Golden Hour by Jake. The moment that I knew I wanted to use this song for my wedding dance was, I think, 2 or 3 years ago when I was watching NTU's joint dance concert. So there's a annual dance performance put up by the students of the school. I used to perform every year. After I graduate, I go back to watch it every year as an alumni, right? So there was this dance group that performed this song and it just felt so touching. I don't even have the words to describe it. It is simply very emotional and it really made me feel like wow. It was emotional, it was romantic, and at the same time there's like this inspirational vibes to it. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to the song, the climax of it and like just the very like magical feeling to it, I think it's beautiful and it is so suitable for a first dance. So anyway, the song choice is decided and then the dance moves are next, right? So I actually got a lot of ideas online. There were dance tutorials, there were people who have danced to this song before, and I was just looking at all the videos. So the dancer in me thinks like, oh wow, it is actually pretty easy. But nope, when I tried it with Sean ourselves, I struggled so much. The first challenge was I couldn't even count the music. Somehow the counts were not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. It just didn't occur to me, and I had a hard time counting and teaching Sean like the dance moves. We were trying it out in our bedroom, very small space. It just wasn't working out. He's not a dancer, he has no dance background, so like me trying to explain to him like, oh, you know, turn me this way, turn me that way, that was really not helping. So at some point of time I thought to myself like, oh my gosh, can we do this in time? One day I was just telling this to my dance friend during like one of our practices, and somebody just said, hey, actually you should ask a guy dancer to help you out, maybe he will be able to better explain to Sean like what to do. It struck me, you know, I should really get the help of a friend. She's right. So yes, I engaged the help of my uni dance friend. We got the choreography sorted out in one session, super efficient. It actually wasn't hard. Both of us, we had danced together in uni before. We do salsa. It's a partner dance. The foundations were there. We just got some inspirations online when we couldn't piece some moves together. So the choreography was out in one session. I brought Sean along for the next session. My friend helped to teach Sean, and that was the first official practice with Sean. Then we got the choreography down, right? So that's the first thing. And then afterwards, my schedule was really just hectic. I was traveling quite a bit. Sean was busy with work. I was shifting my focus to the second dance item. So we didn't actually practice that much or have even more practices. In fact, that was the only proper practice that Sean and I had. The second practice was the combined practice with the entire bridal party. I just booked 1 extra hour of the dance studio, and we just practiced a little bit more, finalize the ending pose, the starting, how are we going to walk in, etc. for just 1 hour. So that was the second practice. And yeah, the third practice was actually the rehearsal day at W Hotel itself already. We just ran through the entire routine for 5-6 times in the ballroom. That was that. Okay, one day before the actual wedding, because I checked into the hotel like one day earlier, right? So we actually did 1 or 2 runs of the dance the day before the wedding at the ballroom. And so what you see in the video is really a result of 2 official practices. I actually think that it's quite a job well done for just 2 practices. Sean doesn't have any dance background, right? And I was really thankful that he is so open to learn and try, and that he actually has quite a good memory because he can remember all the dance steps. Otherwise, it would be like a disaster. Yeah, and I think like the few challenges, right, were firstly like the choreography. It was really hard doing it myself without the help of someone else. And secondly, because I wanted to do like a lift in the dance, right? And as a salsa dancer, I always just felt like, oh, you know, some of these lifts, they are manageable. I wanted to do like even more dramatic lifts, but Sean and I, we just couldn't get it. So in the end, we settled for like this very simple like lift with both hands. But okay, I think the effect was dramatic enough, like along with the back LED screen, right? So thirdly, the biggest challenge was like I really couldn't spin in the heels that I bought for the wedding. I bought like these white Charles and Keith heels, right, that I thought I would be able to dance in and like wear for the entire wedding. But no, when I tried it on the dance floor, it was very slippery. I couldn't turn at all. It was dangerous. So then I actually wore my salsa dancing heels, and thankfully, because the gown, like you cannot see my shoes inside, so like it was okay. I just wore the dance heel to dance. So you see, there was so many considerations that went into the first dance. Oh, and so like I was saying, right, we actually intended for this dance to be like a intermission, like a second march in kind of thing. So after doing like the choreography and stuff, right, I actually wanted to like recce or try out in my wedding gown. So then I went to the gown shop. I was like, oh, you know, I want to try dancing in my second march in gown, which was like the A-line flowy gown, you know, because my first gown was a mermaid gown. Nobody could dance in a mermaid gown. That was my assumption. So I thought like, okay, the second gown would be like a more reasonable option to dance in, right? So I went into the studio, I tried on the second gown, and then I tried turning, spinning, I tried the dance with Sean, and nope, it didn't work at all. Like we were tripping all over the place, like we couldn't do the lifts, like it was just not working out with the second gown. And then my sales assistant, she was like, why don't you try it with the first gown? And like in my head it was like, how to dance in a mermaid gown, like it's impossible. So I was a bit skeptical, but I was just like, okay, never mind, let me try it anyway. Because in my mind I was thinking like, oh my gosh, does this mean that I have to actually buy another dress that is more dance friendly, then I can, you know, do this couple dance, right? So okay, never mind, I just tried that mermaid gown, and surprisingly it actually worked. I had to take smaller steps because the gown was tight, right? But wow, like the effect of me turning and twirling in it, it was spectacular, it was breathtaking. And I was like, okay, since we have to do this dance in the first gown, then it shall be our first dance. And that's how the first dance was born. I'm sorry for the very long-winded story. Thank you if you are still like listening to this. That's basically how the first dance was born, and the reason why it was the first dance. And I think what made the entire thing like even more beautiful was really the background, the LED screen. So I actually got like all these visuals of Canva. Surprise, surprise, Canva is really useful, okay? So I got these visuals of Canva and I just put them together. I synced it to the music, and you know, at the chorus part, like I just had this idea of, you know, having this burst of like golden sparkles when Sean leaves me at the climax. Like I think that really had a very good effect. So I think it is a combination of like all these things that made the first dance like so spectacular and so heartwarming, right? Even though like we really only practiced it like for 2 times. And you know what, like during the dance, because it was a mermaid gown, right, I didn't actually try like the entire full dance in it. Like there was no full dress rehearsal per se, you know, like you only wear your actual gown on the actual day of the wedding. So I actually wanted to do like a dry run rehearsal in the morning. I actually scheduled time for rehearsal in the morning, but we were overrunning our morning program so much and we didn't get the time to do it. And I was like so worried the entire time. Like I've never done the full dance in the first gown, and I was so worried that something would screw up, right? So yes, it was so scary to dance in it because I could feel like the gown dropping, and like in some parts of the video you can actually see me like pulling up my dress and all that. So I actually had to like tone down my movements a lot. Like I didn't dare to like move so much or stretch so much. And I don't know if you can tell, but me being very critical of myself, I could tell that some of my form, like they are not 100%. Like it was definitely not a full out run for me, but safety is more important. So yeah, like there was so much consideration that went into the dance itself. And yeah, I think that everything just somehow came together nicely, more nicely than I ever imagined it would be when I just started planning like this dance. I think what worked was that I just had this vision in my head. I pushed through and really try my best to execute it, and it fit very nicely into the program. And yeah, it was just amazing. If you haven't watched the full dance, I've uploaded it on this channel as well. Do go and like it, watch it and like it. Actually, you know what, I intended for this episode to be like a sharing of about all the 3 dances, but I think I've already spoken enough just on one dance. Okay, I'm going to like talk about the second and third dance that I did in the next video, so stay tuned. Okay, please help to subscribe, like, share and subscribe if you enjoy this video. I will see you in the next episode. Hang on, water break. And I think and like Like I still think that I think that is a pretty job well done, quite a job well done. I think that it is quite a I actually think that it is quite a job well done